I don't know if those words are in that song, but I was just like, "Come in, we're going home." I don't think we're together.
What is up? What is up? Peace and love, everybody. Welcome back to Kinetic Conversations. With
Welcome,
T and
welcome.
A. What it do, babe? We've been going for a little minute.
Yeah, like 3 weeks, I think. A lot has transpired.
Don't beat us up. We found a lot of great news, a lot of different life paths. It's just been a lot going on. So you here with us today. Thank you for tuning in. When you do view this, much abundance. Thank
Yes,
you. Um, hey, how has your week been?
it's been growing.
That is, I just want to say I love that statement. I love that statement
It's been
because
growing.
it's been growing. It's a great way to explain something.
Yeah,
Not good, not bad, but it's just been evolving and getting to what it's gonna be.
it's
Yeah,
we're moving forward.
that's
What Dory said, you just gotta keep swimming.
say when swimming.
I said you. Dory said you just gotta keep swimming. I
Oh,
live.
oh, oh. I was about to say that was nice. I wish
I want to go swimming.
that's gonna be good when you do finally go. Me too. 'Cause I'm
Yeah, because of this sun.
the sun. Speaking
Because
of today's topics,
yeah,
today we're gonna be talking about some conspiracy theorists and theories and things like that, aliens, all that good stuff. But before we get into all that juicy goodness, we're gonna talk about this sun that we have acquired after that beautiful eclipse that we had in April. Like instantly after the eclipse, in my mind,
man.
everything was different. Like we even said it, like we were on the phone, like the sun feels different.
Yes, it feels very different.
As the weeks have gone, now we're almost in June, it's almost the beginning of summer. It's like they just got a little knob on there and they
Yeah,
turning it up and turning it up and turning it up.
it's really strange. It really is. Um, I've been trying to figure out like why the temperatures. Like, okay, the East Coast typically has like very similar temperatures, right? The West Coast typically has very similar temperatures. I want to know why it's been such like an extreme difference, and then it's like the South is getting colder weather than the North, which makes absolutely no sense either. Because where is the equator? Like, what's going on?
What is going on right now?
Yeah, I've just been trying to figure it out.
All right,
Some-
this is the 22nd of May 2019.
yeah, see this.
There
this
is something going on right now on the sun.
right here.
I want you to watch this. This is live feed of the sun right now.
I want to know how you have
This is
live
real
feed
time.
of
Well,
the sun,
I think it's like
but they don't even have a real
8
feed
minutes
of the
old.
earth.
This is our sun.
They say they
right
got
now.
satellites out there or whatever.
You know how hot
But
the fucking sun? Go ahead.
That's what they say. That the satellites don't burn up. That's what they say. That the
Oh,
sun's not hot enough to
this,
burn
this, is,
burn
this,
burn the
this is
satellite.
my problem with the way they lie. I love the way you lie.
Listen,
Because that don't even make sense, babe. To put everything together on the satellite, you have to use like a welding tool, something to melt the fucking metal and put it back together. That
right?
welding tool is not hotter than the fucking sun.
That's what.
Let's just be
That's
honest.
what I was thinking, right?
It's common. It's not. I don't care what nobody has to say, how they put it, what they try to theory, they try to flip. Fuck that. It's a lie. That shit is fake. It's
I'm
AI.
not sure that the sun exists at all.
The sun exists, but I don't think it exists.
No,
how
not in the way that they're trying to explain to us. That
Yeah, yeah. Like the moon's always in the sky.
it makes no sense.
It's always in the sky. I be looking at the moon dead in the broad daylight all the time.
Right now,
And it's bro.
I didn't see it last night. How about that? It's outside right now. but I couldn't find it last night, and there was no clouds outside. Make that make sense.
On top of that, even if you had metal, that was strong enough to sustain the sun to get it.
Where the fuck did you get it from?
The camera. We know where they got it from. We'll talk about that a little later. But the camera.
No need to avert your eyes from the sun on here. NASA has released new high-definition images taken by its space-based telescope.
I just want everybody that's watching this to know and understand this is the theory as well, what they think the sun looks
Yes,
like.
these are theories. I have another theory.
Every picture is a theory because the map of the world and the sun have changed. I mean, the picture of the earth has changed. Picture of the sun's just get more and more like y'all getting closer. How the fuck are you this close to the sun, bro? That's huge. That's, bro, I don't even real like extraterrestrial beings that come from other dimensions. They can't touch the sun, bro.
Bro, listen.
Nothing can get close to the sun because of how hot that shit is. So I just need everybody that just watch that to pay attention and understand that that's fake. Now let's talk about the sun that's in our sky, not the one that's in those pictures. How have you been feeling about that sun? Let me know. Girl.
Photo lens. Okay, can you explain to me what that is? Because I have no knowledge.
Lies and bullshit.
No, because listen. How do I feel about our sun? Looking at it,
that's in the sky. Like,
listen, it's
been experiencing since the eclipse.
It's been weird. Like, okay, like we sun gaze. That's a thing that we do.
Yes.
Now when I do that now, it does this thing. Okay, I'm gonna talk about what it used to do. I used to feel activated. I used to feel very pleasant. I used to feel grounded. I used to feel like I was rebooted. Okay, now I feel like I'm going into a trance. I feel like somebody's trying to connect into me. I feel that's how I feel, and I don't like that. It's a very strange feeling. Kind of like if you I don't know if anybody has ever experienced an injury that caused like level 10 pain, and they gave you morphine for it. The feeling that morphine causes to your body, like the level of calm that happens, and you have no control. That's how it feels.
And for me, same. When I used to gaze, I used to look into my third eye, feel recharged. Now it's like I can't keep my eyes up at my third, like that shit be hurting. Then it just feels like melting. Like I just
That too.
Like, but it's not like me. Like I'm only like whatever I'm receiving is not the same thing. And then the rays that come off the sun are not the same. They're no longer like rays. It's like, you know how when your camera is like blurry like that?
Yeah.
It's like that all around the sun. It's not rays. It's just a big ass blur. Like as if
it's something covering it.
Yeah, like a lens or something. Like here's my theory. They did something with the firmament that dulled the real sun, right? Then they used this new holographic sun that they got two of in China. This is my theory. Came from me. That holographic sun, and then put a lens with some sort of something, right? That emits a certain type of energy. Because they know all the sun gods have realized who they are. And we've been in the sun. We've been getting back to natural. We've been getting back to doing things our way. Right? Look, during the day, moon all the way out. In the middle, get the fuck out of here. Like, come on. If that's not a picture in the sky, y'all, I'm just saying it like this. I'm just keep it simple like this. Believe not what you see, believe what you know.
Pause, man. Did you see like the wind blowing behind the moon?
Bruh. Believe not what you see, believe what you know. Because
the moon had wind.
Look up because they're playing with the sky. Just yesterday, I was sitting outside like around the same time, and the clouds was like rushing through the sky. Like when I said the clouds were rushing, they were like rushing,
Moving
got
fast.
fast as a motherfucker. And I looked up, and I'm like, damn, it's just moving fast as shit. And I said it out
Somebody's
loud.
arm was probably on the controller.
I said it out loud, and they slowed down by over half. They literally stopped barely moving, like, and it was like instantaneously, bro. I swear, I said, no fucking way. These are the things that I need to have my camera out for, because I'm sitting here next to my friend, and I'm telling her, like, girl, you see these, like, she's like, girl, no, they were regular. I'm like, bro, because you're just in your phone. That's how these phones be having so disconnected. You're not paying attention. I was looking down, but in my periphery, I see white chick going fast as fuck. Like, what's going on? Where y'all running to? Where I got?
Crazy.
Do I need to get out the sky too? Like, what's going on? They was running to something or from something, and then it just like slowed down, and I was just so wild by that. It's just like, dang. And then I also noticed that, like, even when the clouds is like covering the sun,
Yeah.
it still be coming through. It's not like it don't cover it; it just still be there. It just be a big ass shadow. Like, and I'm just like, it's not the same.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not the same. Like, so
Remember, like temperature used to change when the sun was covered by the clouds, and it don't do that no more. It used to be like an immense difference in temperature. It doesn't do
bro,
that anymore.
even when the sky is covered in clouds again, it's still hot, just like the sun never even was covered. It's hot, like the sun is beaming on you, and it's a cloud full of a sky full of clouds, and it's hot, like the sun beaming down. Like,
No, for real.
how is that even possible? Like, I just I'm paying attention, and I'm watching how things are going.
Man,
If you ask me, we're about to start seeing so much more in our sky, like, and they can't control it no more. That's why they dropping all these movies with all this crazy shit coming out the sky. That's why they doing all this stuff, because in a minute, everything is gonna go to shit. Everything. And not even in a bad way. It's just some people gonna be free dying scared, and I'm gonna just be chilling how I am right here on my balcony, looking at all the shit that's really in the sky. Like, wow.
you know, it's been some crazy things. When I was in Vegas, scratch that. While I was on the plane, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about when I was on the plane. I took pictures. I attempted to take pictures of things that I saw moving above the clouds. Okay, remember when we tried to take pictures of the solar eclipse and how the phones were just like not tolerating that happening? Okay, so why is it that half of my camera feed is now gone? Like old things that I took pictures of that were happening in the sky.
Like they went through and wiped your shit, hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's like a bunch of stuff missing. There's this video that I had in my phone back to, like, I kept sending it to every iCloud that I've had, but I had it in 2016. And this this particular video was a video of some type of flying object of immense speed, but at the same time, like, consistency, moving through the sky, but like coming at me.
Interesting.
The video is gone. I went looking for it to add to this, and that is when I realized that all of my footage is gone. It was this like, I don't know, flat thing that was in the sky, laying right above the clouds when I was on the plane, like floating with us. to me, I'm not sure if we were on top of it or
Mhm.
like what, but it kind of felt like, you ever been on an immersive roller coaster?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. It's like full on experience, all of your senses included, right? The floor of the roller coaster, or like below the roller coaster, was showing like the rest of the scene of like what was on the walls and on the ceilings and stuff like that, what was being digitalized
Yeah,
there,
that's like
also like
picture
full
ride like that
picture on the
at
ground, like, so it was like kind of like a cave, and then we
yes.
come out of the cave and then you drop into a waterfall. Okay, so you can see the water under you
I
type
know what
thing.
you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of how it felt when I was on the plane. Because it was like this clicking situation type thing, and then like when we started to descend, this whatever it was that I was seeing above the clouds, I could no longer see. And it was like, mind you, this happened both times that I was on the plane. On my way there and on my way back. During the day when I got on the plane, it was like this, like it was there, like it was, that's how I noticed that the black thing was there, and then I just kept watching it, and I kept trying to take pictures of it, but I'm thinking, okay, I got pictures of this, right? I'm thinking I got these pictures so I can show people the evidence of this, and I won't sound crazy, but they're gone. And I think that's crazy. I really do. These I don't. It felt like a roller coaster. That's the only way I can explain it. Like the plane was on a track, and we were like, "Woo!"
Wow, that is crazy.
Because the landing was like not like I've been on a plane when I was younger, and it felt nothing like that.
I've been on a plane plenty of times. I never felt like that before.
That's that's interesting because the landing was like so smooth. You couldn't convince me that I got on the plane.
Interesting.
It was so smooth. Like it was like stopping on a roller coaster.
Ooh, that is something to think about.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
I have no idea. Genuinely, I have no idea. No idea. No idea at all. It started making me think about that show Manifest.
Yeah.
And then about that plane that actually disappeared.
Yeah.
Curious.
Like certain energy points in the world, especially in the sky, like you go over them, and baby, you're gonna go. Think you're going over them into where you're going. You're gonna go over them into another dimension, bitch. You're not gonna be even on the track of where you thought your whole GPS system was gonna say. It don't work. It don't know where it's at. It can't pick up the information. And yeah, because the sky is that's just like the water, but you know how that goes.
Yeah,
but
as above, so below.
Yeah, so it's like it's a lot of shit going on up there, just like it is a lot of shit going on down there. And I just recently was looking at something online, of course, and it was about saying like some scientists found like water inside the earth, and I'm just sitting here thinking like they're so contradicting to everything that they taught to us in school. That's why the whole curriculum has changed.
Man, listen,
it's so contradicting. How are we in a ball and the inside the ball is fire? It's like levels of rock and limestone, all this bullshit, and it's a ball fire in the center of the earth all of a sudden. And now, where the core is supposed to be, there's another ocean that's as big as all of the ocean that we currently can see and know about put together.
Bro, they say that the sun's inside the earth.
No, like that's what it looked like. It looked like a whole like horizon, like tree, like like a beachfront type,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, It's flat. It does not stop going. That shit just goes out and it goes out. There's an ice wall that stops and it goes out. And there's all different types of, aliens and beings and
Yeah.
all different type of things that go on above us and below us and around us. And I feel like a lot of people don't shine light on those things, like because they think it's just for fun, or they think all these movies that we're getting are, just jokes. And no, they're
No.
telling you what they have to tell you because it's universal law that they have to tell us.
Yeah.
And instead of us being smart, we laugh and think it's all fun. Like, when did you start believing in like aliens and shit like that?
When I was like 5 and I saw a shooting star that didn't look like a shooting star.
Interesting. Okay. So you was like 5?
Yeah, it was kind of trippy.
What's up?
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Unc?
Welcome.
Fish in the building. You already know what's up.
That's right. That's right. Just jumped in. Wanted to give you guys my perspective on the whole alien thing.
Yeah, much needed. Much needed.
But what was you saying, Daii?
Oh, I was saying my first time I guess dabbling on the thought or questioning whether or not aliens were a thing. I was like 5. I was living in Michigan at the time. And we had went to this beach like in northern Michigan. It had like black sand and stuff. So like the sky was like unsaturated by anything, honestly. Nothing at all. There was no lighthouse, there was no nothing. And I saw a shooting star that didn't look like a shooting star. Like a shooting star is basically a meteorite on fire, or some type of object that has entered our space that is on fire. That's basically what it is. Just debris that's on fire. And that's not what it looked like. It didn't look like that to me. There was fire coming out of the end, but it didn't look like it looked like a car. That's what it looked like to me. Like a flying car on fire. Like I thought I was watching ET or something. It was weird.
Interesting. It's wild. That's wild. That's crazy.
I haven't ever had any kind of encounter with anything unidentified or alien, quote unquote. But I think that is kind of interesting, the language we use, right? So
Stay in the front.
we call them aliens, right? And the basic meaning of the word alien is something that is not native to wherever the fuck you are, right? So in this case, we're talking about Earth, right? So something that's not native to Earth.
Exactly.
But we use terms to describe alien life forms in the same terms that we would use to describe human life forms, right? So, physical density, so much so that the aliens from, television and history and Area 51 lore and shit like that, all sort of embody a human-like presence, right? So it's kind of something that we can relate to. But I don't think that that's it, right? I think that is humans in our elitism as beings, right? Trying to encapsulate an idea or a vision or a picture or something that we don't know, but that we could relate to, right?
Yes.
It's kind of like the way that I think about organized religion. We'll just say Christianity, right? To make it simple, right? and not Christianity as a practice, but the theory, right? The pie in the sky, heaven after earth, you know, be in paradise. But all of the things that we use to describe what heaven are physical things, right?
Right.
You know, 100 virgins for the Muslims, the milk and honey for the Christians, all these things that would be physical luxuries, pleasantries,
Yes.
For us in our human form, but we're not going to be in human form. So how the hell does that even make sense?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I kind of think that same way about the alien, quote unquote, or alien life form phenomena. That it's kind of like you don't know what you don't know, right?
Mhm.
So we would describe aliens and alien life in the way that, I mean, the government and NASA, they actually define alien life form, or the ability for a planet to sustain life is through things that we need to survive, air and
Exactly.
water, right? And if a planet doesn't have air and water, then we assume that the planet doesn't have any life. But I
If
think
we
that
have a
that's
fire,
us describing that life in the way that we would be described, not in the way that an alien life form would actually exist. It would be, I think that an alien life form is something that is kind of outside of our perception and consciousness, right?
That.
It could be something as, small as, a squiggly line of light. I don't know. I don't even know what I would use to describe it. I know it would be something that we don't have here.
That.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yes, when you ask the question, do I believe that alien life forms exist? The obvious answer is yes, because there's too much in our galaxy and too many galaxies for us to be the only motherfuckers that's out here doing something intelligent, right? But what we consider to be intelligent might not be what this other life form
Other life
considers
forms,
to
we
be
probably not
intelligent
at
and
all.
sustainable. Yeah,
Like,
that's kind of how I feel about the whole alien shit. As far as some little green men and shit coming down out the sky, this, that, the third, that could happen too.
I believe so.
That could happen too, because when you think about um, uh, higher intelligent life form, right? Let's take it past human life form. Let's say the intelligence of this particular life form surpasses the intelligence of human perception or conception, right? Okay, well, perhaps this life form has the ability to know that we won't be able to perceive them or conceive them unless they turn themselves into something that we could readily see, touch, feel, understand, and believe in. And maybe they create themselves or create an extension of themselves to communicate with us through something that looks like us. Who the fuck knows?
And that's how I feel like
when you're talking about higher life forms, you have to take it higher than what your life form is, I believe. What you guys think?
That's how I feel like aliens are, or whatever you want to call them, UFOs, whatever. That's how I feel like that goes. I feel like they're already among and around us. I feel like the people that's a part of the elitism in this world already have their connections and have understanding and have all these different things. That's why we're getting all this different technology, all these different things that are going on. I feel like no one's told me this, but I feel it, and it's like I personally have had a lot of encounters, seeing a lot of stuff, like a lot of crazy stuff, and it's like I see it and they see me, and I just go about my business because that's not my business, Like I just let it be what it is. But I feel like I've seen something, like I feel like I've seen like a reptilian before, because a guy walked up to me and his eye was regular, and then I said something, he kind of like got mad, and his eye like closed like that. His regular eye was still open, and it went like slit, like a cat eye kind of vibe. And I was just like, and it went right back, and then I'm just like, oh my god, this is not real.
I've
I
encountered
just got
something
this
like that before.
weird feeling in my body, and I just got these crazy chills, and I just was like, whoa. I literally took a break after that for like 30 minutes. I was very like body, and I have like a really big energy sensor in me, so it's like I be sensing everything. So I be around
So
certain things and huge crowds of people. You can feel when something ain't right, and it don't just
so
be.
let me ask let me ask you this. So at night, look up in the sky and you see stars, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What we think are stars.
Stars have been identified by scientists, right, as uh, fucking uh, combustible bursts of energy
Yes.
through whatever chemicals and shit, right, that we have identified that exist not on Earth, but in outer space and shit, right? Okay. Stars also have fucking lifespan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stars burn out, right?
Yes.
Like they come from a cosmic explosion of energy, forms a billion of them bitches at a time and shit, right? And every last one of them burn out at some time. Might be 100 million years, but every star burns
I didn't
out,
see the
right?
star be there, go dim, and then be gone.
And we actually can see them. We've actually
Yes.
gotten used to them, right? Like you go up and on a fucking night where you don't see the stars, you be like, damn,
And
fucking
the stars are.
bullshit ass night. The night that you can go out and see the Big Dipper and all that shit, you be like, clear night, beautiful night, this, that. But what I'm saying is you acknowledge the stars, right?
Yes.
How come we don't think of them as alien beings or alien life forms? They died. They alive.
Mm.
I do.
I think of almost anything of something that is not this world, because shit, half the shit we be looking at outside is aliens. That's what people don't realize. All this shit is alive. And that's and I've only come to that realization on my own since I've been like on my spiritual journey since 2020. And it's like anything that's not man made is literally alive out here. It can reproduce.
Some of those things are too.
That too. But I'm saying like, these buildings and shit like that. Like I'm talking about like shit you walk through and see every day. Grass, everything. Unless it's fake laid grass, like all this shit is alive, and y'all niggas just be cutting and burning that shit. Like it don't got feelings. I had to apologize to my freaking flowers yesterday. I had to cut the stem a little bit so I could drink some water.
I understand. Listen,
I felt bad, but it's like, damn, I gotta trim you and just give you a little haircut.
after
It's
watching
like,
Guardians of the Galaxy, I had a whole different concept.
bro, that too, between Guardians of the Galaxy, between, just understanding healing, understanding how we are supposed to live amongst the earth, and it's supposed to be a give and take relationship. Like,
Right?
you know what I'm saying? You put back into the earth as what you take from the earth. So nigga, you growing shit out of me and you put more shit back so I can keep doing what I'm doing. They just taking the trees down. I don't see them planting no more damn trees. Like they not doing it right.
Exactly.
So the earth is an alien, and that's what's crazy. Because we aliens too to the earth.
Yeah.
Like, it's just everything. That's what I'm saying. It's like people don't think of it like that. They think about like ET or like, UFOs.
Well, again, that's the superiority of man and mankind.
Yeah, because they can make everybody. They make everybody think what they want.
Here.
I feel like aliens don't look nothing like nothing we've ever seen. Nothing we've ever
Let
seen.
me give you a different example.
Like,
Say there's a alien life form of higher intelligence somewhere in our galaxy.
it is.
Right. Okay. And they are of high intelligence, right? Like literally logical numbers, math, no emotion, right?
Mm.
Emotion as we know it. one of the most poisonous emotions that we have is the feeling of superiority, right? That competition,
ego.
I gotta do better, ego, right?
Yes.
And so man's ego is bigger than anything on the planet, right? On
Man,
this planet that we're on, right? Man's ego is bigger than any other life form in the galaxy. And the reason I say this is because we don't see any of these other life forms trying to go somewhere else, trying to discover and conquer the moon, the earth. Like, you know, as long as we've been talking about UFOs and shit like that, we still haven't had no force, you know,
right?
come down like fucking Transformers or some shit like that, you know. The Decepticons ain't showed up on our dog ass to take over, you know, our resources because they shit is depleted. Ain't none of that shit happened.
Yes, man.
We still arguing about whether or not, you know, we the only motherfuckers.
That part.
Mind you,
they want to take everybody else
without modern machinery, right? Technology, we are, you know, one of the most vulnerable species on the fucking planet, right?
Yes. Well,
like,
that's the most frustrating.
Yeah, like from a just, you know, on some natural shit, like we can't really whoop nobody but us, right?
For real, because
but that's now though,
because
what was done. At one point, the human being could, strongest, the most elite, but when you,
I don't even think so. If I'm being honest, I believe if we were that big, I just gotta know. Like I just know that there were beings, there were things that were just as big, if not bigger than us.
For sure. All this shit that's all, bro.
I think we just had a deeper connection, and it was less ego involved.
Bro, these things that we're seeing when we travel, the crazy big buildings, crazy big stuff, all this crazy shit that people be going to see. Nigga, you see that? You gotta understand who's stepping on that nigga. That's their stare, nigga. That's not like niggas look like specks of dirt standing on these things from a drone taking a picture. Okay, if that's how big these things were or are still, because they're still here. That's their step, nigga. Who's stepping on that step? I take about 5 million of us to feel the whole step, standing side by side, nigga by nigga.
I'm just saying that from a physical perspective, right? If you lock a human being, man or woman, in a space with, you pick the animal, not an insect. You pick the animal and you say that this is life or death, fight to the death. Who the fuck can we whoop? We can't whoop a cat. A cat will scratch our motherfucking eyes out. That motherfucker be moving so fast, you know, bouncing from here to there. Dog will bite our ass to fucking death. Everything else will stump us, rush us with horns. Like, what do we whoop? Physically, we are not the fucking superior being on the planet Earth.
That's why we
are in the food chain, right? Why you bullshit? We in the food chain like a motherfucker. But modern technology, and this is where I say that man gets his arrogance, because from the time that we learned how to make a lever, you know, invented the wheel, made a fucking lever to fucking lift a rock up the fucking hill type of shit. Once we started doing that type of shit, we started figuring that we were smarter than every other species on the planet. But in every other species, they kind of do their thing without fucking with anybody else other than to eat, right? Like bees, ants, you know, fucking groundhogs, fucking seals. Everything has their own little shit and what they do to make their life sustainable and to regenerate, right? Man is the only motherfucker talking about, well, I need to go over here and conquer some shit.
Yep. I
need to displace this particular species or this village or this color of motherfuckers. this class of fucking other people. We need to get them the fuck up out of here because we need this space. That's what's going on over in the Middle East right now.
Man.
But it's also going on right here, you know, with us in America. I live in Los Angeles, humans, right? Okay? You know, in Los Angeles, like I grew up in a neighborhood that was all black. I'm from Inglewood, right? Inglewood, California. It was all black when I was coming up through the 70s, 80s, 90s. Then it kind of switched to being, you know, black and Hispanic, right? And now, you know, the white people are moving back in. It's getting, what do you call that shit? Start with a G?
Gentrification.
Gentrified. Right. So we got gentrification going on in the hoods, displacing more and more black people. You can't buy no apartments in my neighborhood, my old neighborhood costs, you might as well pay a house note.
Wow.
Same though. Same.
Get niggas up out of here.
It's bad. They forcing situations to change. So yeah, I agree. I agree.
So my point again, I'm sorry. My point again was just that man as a species, mankind, his arrogance comes from his ability to mechanize his life, our life, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of think that we're better, but like I said, ant colony is one of the most fascinating things. If you actually, you know, I was a kid, you know, they used to sell them in a little glass, and
I built one.
Nothing better to do but watch what the ants do and how they get down, and you know, the whole idea of community. And we ain't on that.
No, bro,
they don't fuck with nobody.
If we was Wakanda,
right,
yes.
right.
I keep saying that shit because yes, physically, niggas can get strong and they can develop stuff, cool. But we were blessed with minds.
No, but you also got to remember that, like back then and shit, we had connections with all of these beings. We wasn't trying to wipe them out. We was trying to figure out ways to make their lives easier on top of making our lives easier, and vice versa. We worked together. It wasn't
now it's not like that. Nobody works together anymore. Nobody works together anymore. Like when I say everybody is doing their own thing, and species by species, everybody's turning their back on each other. Like there was a point in time where, you know, you can go out in the woods and stuff and, you know, chill in the lake and do your thing and vibe out, and there wouldn't be too much going on. No, the animals know humans kill us. So when they see a human jumping in the lake, they're gonna attack. It's not about what you're physically doing. It's about the understanding of the war that's going on between the nature and the people that are invading it. Like, I don't know. I live in the house. I can't really talk, but I just feel like that's just not I'm not with destroying it, because I feel like with the sun doing what it's doing, the sunflowers turning away from nigga them sunflowers. The sun ain't real. The sun don't want, the flowers don't want that shit. They're like, no. We don't need that. We don't need that. So it's like, with the sun doing what it's doing, the moon being outside all day, because it's always nighttime, they just turn a little light on. It just goes so deep. The deceit. And when people waking up and understanding that, I feel like they're trying to find different ways to control it. And it's working. AKA technology. They are taking over spot. They want you in the crib. They don't want you outside. Because the sky be doing crazy stuff. And they want us looking down at our phone.
Yeah.
And distracted. So that when an alien walks past us and rips somebody's head off, we can't even see it. Can't see it. You didn't know that shit happened. What happened? Why my camera wasn't on? First thing we think about. Not even the fact that somebody's actually dead next to it. Like, this is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if what we think of as 5150 crazy people are just an alien invasion of their body?
Also,
I wholeheartedly believe that this is true.
Yes.
I've just never said it out loud, so thank you.
Yes.
Thanks.
No, facts. Because I
Thank you so much.
knew somebody that was in like that kind of situation and got out and had some conversations with this person. She said that's why she stays by herself and she don't talk to nobody, because when she talk to people, people try to like put her back in a crazy home because they're like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? And different languages, all different kinds of crazy shit, and it's just like cringy. Doesn't give human energy, but fuck with you. Cause I'm of everything, so I don't, you know what I'm saying, judge and discriminate or be rude to nobody. So I was talking to Shawty, but I definitely felt like I don't know where the fuck you came from. Yeah, then I ain't gonna kick you out. Yeah, you ain't gotta leave, but
So I have this concept because you said that. I have this concept that like hard drugs like does this thing.
Mhm.
Like for instance, shrooms. But like let's take it deeper into the harder substances. And I'm not even sure like why they call them hard. But anyway, I feel like it's like a hive mind
Mhm.
substance.
Yeah.
I think that's what they do. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed like what happens when they get to like points where they're too far into it. But I feel like, and I say this only because of talking to a few people that have experienced the ones that are 100% man-made. Okay, it's like being in a trance, one that you don't really have control over. And
Well,
I'm listening.
Well, I was going to say that I think that the reason that they call hard drugs are because those are the drugs that require there. A lot of times, drugs come from a natural place, usually a
Right.
plant, from
Yeah.
extract or something, and then you have to. A hard drug, you would have to have a chemical transformation, right? You would have to add some other kind of chemical to turn it into a consumable product. Whereas, say, like weed, mushrooms, shit like that, right, are natural. Yeah, so they're not really hard. They soft because
Okay.
they're natural.
Okay.
And then something that you would take that would be natural, that would be harmful or toxic, would be called a fucking poison. What the fuck? Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why they are, why they still classify, drugs as quote unquote hard. And then also, I think that the effect that you were hitting the nail on the head when you were talking about drugs, the effects of drugs that were 100% man-made. Right?
Yeah.
I think when you have that chemical, when you mix chemicals and you create a product, then you can expect to have a chemical reaction inside the body when you ingest that product.
Indeed.
So yeah.
Yeah. But people have told me that the ones that have experienced them, and I'm not sure if this is like a new age thing, like I don't know, but like I've been told that it's kind of like a hive mind situation. Like they feel like they're tapped into something that's not them, and it's like a bunch of other things.
Yeah, I think that again, it's just what I just said, right? When you create a product out of chemicals and you ingest it, and you are bound to have a chemical reaction. And the perfect example for that would be, okay, we all smoke weed, right?
Yeah.
Weed comes from God. He provided this for us, to enjoy. And
what's up?
And at some point, right, white boys in the fucking lab came up with a chemical compound, right, that mimicked the look, all the aesthetics outward appearances,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the ability to ingest it as weed. And they call that shit spice, K5, whatever the fuck you want to
Mm-hmm.
call it, liquor store
Right.
weed, all that shit. Now, you would think that, okay, shit, they just made some fucking man-made weed, right? And
No.
you would look for the same effects as weed. And that's what motherfuckers be looking for when they buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to the dispensary because you ain't got no L, so you buy some of this $5 liquor store shit and gas station shit and roll it up. However, the minute that you ingest that shit, everybody has a different reaction because it's all chemicals. This ain't nothing natural. You know what I'm saying? The natural shit is going to pretty much have the same effect on everybody since we pretty much all have the same chemical makeup inside as human beings and shit, right? So you smoke some real kill, you're going to get lethargic, you know, you're going to maybe have a little paranoid, you know, you're going to feel that kind of outside your body, you're going to be comfortable, you're going to get sleepy. We all kind of have the same effects. It's never one of us fucking is talking to ghosts, the other motherfucker got naked, this motherfucker is hugging the pole, you know what I'm saying? Like all these different reactions to this fucking chemical.
Yeah.
It's a chemical reaction inside your fucking body. Period.
My question is, because I just recently, well, not really. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. So I discovered this ability. You know how they say like when babies come out the womb or whatever, they have a better ability of being able to handle themselves in water. So it's like that's like the best time to teach them how to swim or whatever. Okay, I believe this, and I say this because I started swimming when I was 1 year old. I wasn't a good swimmer, but I started swimming, and I almost drowned when I was 5 years old, trying to go to the deep end. But I figured out how to breathe water. I figured out how to not drown underwater while breathing. And it started this like thought process inside my head of like the true essence of whatever it is that we actually inhale. Like, what is it that we're breathing? Then I came to this conclusion after being told that we don't breathe oxygen, that we breathe a combination of chemicals and elements and things of that nature that make air. We don't have the ability to breathe straight oxygen. When they give us oxygen when we in the hospital or whatever, it's not straight oxygen. It's a combination of oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and like 3 other things that they don't tell you. You have to read about it, but I can't remember how to pronounce those things. And that is what our air is made of. All of these different things, right? And so like through understanding that, I've been able to come to the full conclusion that we don't need to be inhaling any of these things except for hydrogen. That would put us and bring us to like what they call alkaline, like 100% alkaline. But that doesn't exist on this planet. So my confusion and my question is like, what do you think? How do chemicals come about? Like, or why, I would say. Like, what would have been the purpose of that? And like, how did that happen?
As a result of the Big Bang. You muted.
And because I'm trying to figure out like why, like because, or like how. I guess it's like an intertwined question, like because that concept that chemicals are what cause like the negatives in human beings, and our perception of what aliens are.
You're saying all of them turn to an alien?
You muted again. There you go.
And like I said, our perception of what aliens are and like what they what they're capable of, and I wouldn't say our perception of it is like it's more of a like the concept that was created by people. I'll put that, or like the government or what they've been feeding us. Is that they're very different from us, 100%, right? And so, like, if that's the thing, if they don't live here, they don't come from here, and they breathe and ingest and live in chemicals from what they explain to us, how do we get them? How did we get them?
So my understanding, and I'm no scientist, I'm going back to, 6th grade fucking science and shit, right? But it's my understanding that you have layers of, I don't even know what to call them, right? I don't know what you call them.
So we're on the same page with that part.
No. So when you look up in the sky and shit, right? So you see how when you look at the horizon, or when you look at a satellite image of the Earth, you can see that you have a darker blue, and then a lighter blue, and then a lighter blue, and then the Earth, right?
Right.
Okay, so those are called, like, the one closest to us is the atmosphere. The one right over that is the stratosphere, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the different levels.
The ionosphere, and then you got the ozone.
Okay, so right. So when we get down to the shit that we breathe, right?
Yes.
The atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
At one point during, again, like I said, everything came from the Big Bang, right? Our whole universe was created from that, right? And what happened with our planet is you had the planet, and then you had these various gases. At the beginning, it was just straight hydrogen, right? Our atmosphere was created as straight hydrogen, and we would not have.
This is true. I believe.
But we would not have been able to survive. This was in the days of the dinosaurs, prehistoric shit, all of that kind of shit. Then, of course, the dinosaurs happened, right? Mm-hmm. And what have we learned in the last 20 years, the last 50 years? It was dinosaur flatulence, the dinosaur farting, right? That changed their atmosphere and actually killed them off, right? And then you had other organisms that were still alive on the earth that developed into other different shit, including us, right? Because we came along at some particular point, and we had to have a whole little developmental, different developmental stages to become this human that we are now and shit, right? The evolution of man type of shit. But all of that was due, our evolution as well as the evolution of every other thing on the planet was due to the elemental situation that the earth has been in, and the atmosphere that surrounds the earth, and what makes it livable. You know what I'm saying? And, organisms adapt to the particular elemental shit that's going on, right?
Interesting.
And so we've had a whole bunch of different elemental changes in the earth, right? Like, we've had shit happen, millions of years before our dog asses got here. We had the fucking melting of the polar ice caps, you know what I'm saying? We had the ice age before that, where 70% of the motherfucking earth and shit, right, was motherfucking icicle, so we had a whole bunch of different fucking, times. And we got another one coming up because of us, we like the dinosaurs and shit, right? So we like the dinosaurs with intelligence, right? We know what's going on, but we close our eyes to it. So the whole idea of global warming, the hole in the ozone layer, all these different things that are the result of man and modern technology, all of the fucking plastics and shit that's not biodegradable, that's in landfills and shit like that are, having a fucking effect on the earth, as well as the various diseases and shit that we carry and are susceptible to getting from other organisms like
I have a question.
motherfucking birds
Do
and
you
bats.
think that illness is natural?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that it's the Earth's way of cleansing ourselves. This is what I'm kind of explaining right now.
That is an interesting concept. Okay.
That we always work, like even in this era, right, of wokeness, right? So you have people who take a stand on environmental issues and shit, right? And then you have people who are staying on fuck the environment, let's get this money or whatever it takes for us to sustain ourselves, like fracking and shit like that, right? But here's the thing, the motherfuckers that's worried about the earth, you're not worried about the earth, you worried about us as a continuing species on the planet earth, because the earth will eradicate itself of our mangy asses like a fucking flea or a tick and move on to the next shit, the next cycle. The earth ain't going no fucking where, even if, say for example, the shit that they worried about happening in the next 50 years, which is an asteroid the size of New Mexico hitting fucking earth,
And how do you know
causing
that?
massive devastation. Well,
How do they know that? I guess.
science.
They say
Science and
they
math.
saw it with a telescope. I saw pictures of what they call this asteroid that's supposed to come in the next 50 years.
Yeah, it's
I saw pictures.
just math, and it's not something that we really have to worry about, because just the way that they have of seeing it is the same way that they would have of breaking a motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying? With a telephoto laser, and just bust that motherfucker up and let little small bits hit. But say if the whole shit hit, right? And what is it gonna do? Is it gonna sink the earth like a fucking boat? Where's the earth gonna go? This motherfucker is in a constant gravitational pull of the sun. The earth ain't going nowhere, even if it's got a big ass hole in the fucking side of it, all the way down to the fucking magma fucking level layer of the fucking earth, right? And say all our asses is gone, the earth will still be here. It'll just be a different earth. It'll be an earth with a hole in the motherfucker. Remember, at one point, it wasn't this blue earth with all this fucking 70% water, oceans and shit. This motherfucker was frozen the fuck over. Wasn't nothing on this ice fucking ball. This bitch was like a big ice ball. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Earth ain't going nowhere. It's our dog ass that's up out of here. Trust and believe. What's up, Nick Nass?
Yo.
On us. Not that.
That's
Allegedly.
that you say that.
Yeah, we are like big cockroaches and shit, man. We ain't been doing nothing to this motherfucker the couple of thousand years we've been here, couple of 100,000 years we've been here. Man, we ain't did nothing but fuck up.
And that's why
We ain't did nothing but fuck up. Look. Nick is my little bro and shit, right? we got a relative and shit, right? That we got a relative that inherited the financial streams of a particular business, right? And for the 20 years that they've been running the business, it's just been the same shit, if not worse, right? Like the toilets used to flush, now the motherfuckers is always backed up. And what me and my bro be saying is, motherfucker, when you gonna make some improvements to the business? When you gonna grow this motherfucker, right?
Right.
So that's us on Earth, humans. We ain't grew this motherfucker. We built a bunch of shit that fucks up the environment, fucking high rises and fucking transportation systems, and we drilled in this motherfucker to extract the resources to make our lives more comfortable, and create fuel and heat and electricity and whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
But even in doing that, I don't think that we've harmed the earth. I think that we've done
Interesting.
what we've done what humans do. And it's a time for everything. At some point in shit, you know what I'm saying? motherfucking saber-toothed tiger was around this motherfucker at one time too, right? His ass ain't here no more either. The dodo bird, that motherfucker ain't around no more.
That we know of. That we know of. That we are aware
Yeah,
of.
our ass to be gone. Nick Nass says there's been so much empty space designed for us to be stacked up. Yeah, that's crazy as fuck, right? Like,
Man, that was a very interesting show. I'm gonna leave today with a lot of questions for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
it's
I
so many
appreciate
thoughts
you
I
guys.
have.
I appreciate you guys having me, letting me jump in and
Boggle our brains, of course, anytime.
Yeah. Yeah.
only trying to provide like. That's it, myself.
That's how I feel up there now.
Yeah, it's like a blender is in there.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? It's a lot. But I appreciate you guys for coming on this ride with us. Don't forget to like, comment, turn your notifications on. The pond is lit.
It is.
I'm gonna say that. Like, turn your notifications on.
As
Get in
always.
there. Get in there. And follow us on Instagram. King Match Fish, you know what I'm saying? He be doing his golfing. Follow him. And yeah, lit up in here. See y'all next week. Peace.
Later.
Peace.